Always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
You may have noticed a new internet company knocking at your door with claims like, "I'm not here to sell you anything," or "I wouldn't lie to you." The truth is, Armstrong has played an important role in your community for decades, and we're not going anywhere. That new internet provider will probably change their name, get bought out by another company, or fold completely. Armstrong, the internet you count on, the people you trust. Visit ArmstrongOneWire.com today or anytime in the future.
It's not just another sale, it is the February floor sample clearance at Chesler's Fine Furniture, located on Route 51 in Uniontown. There are no gimmicks involved, just great values on beautiful home fashions for every room in your house. You'll find items such as genuine Lazy Boy rocker recliners for just $429, solid oak 5-piece dinettes featuring Formica tops for $13.99. If you prefer all wood sets, they start at just $5.99. For the family room, sofas start at only $4.99 with love seats and chairs to match. Chaise sofas for relaxing comfort are priced at $6.29 and up. Chesler's has top grain leather sofas, love seats, chairs, and sectionals in stationary and reclining in stock from Lazy Boy, Best Home Furnishing, and Craftmaster. Entertainment centers are sale priced from $159. Those with an electric fireplace start at $3.99. Every piece of bedroom furniture, every piece of living room and dining room furniture, every piece of furniture at Chesler's will be on sale. Credit terms and delivery are available with 90 days same as cash.
It's the Afternoon Drive Show on your local station, WMBS Uniontown. I'm Doug Saltzman. That's Nick Barczyk over there at the controls. We are with you tonight until 6:40 p.m. when we go to high school basketball. My brother's alma mater, the Baldwin Highlanders.
Oh, that's right.
And my mother's as well. My brother's and my mother's.
Wow. Not you.
Not me. I went to St. Elizabeth High School, class of 81. My brother was Baldwin High School, class of 75. My mom was another time. I'm not allowed to ever mention anything related that somebody could determine her age.
But I'm guessing she was older than you and your brother.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was. So the Baldwin Highlanders are taking on the Uniontown Red Raiders tonight.
Now, St. Elizabeth, they're not at school anymore. Not
no.
Sound old.
I graduated in 1981. The last class was 83.
Oh,
so most of the Catholic schools anymore and throughout southwestern PA are regional as opposed to parish-based Catholic schools. I always like to say I was in the top 50 of my graduating class at St. Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. There were 68 of us.
Oh, well, perfect.
Right, yeah. My brother had 1,100 in his class.
That's amazing.
Baldwin High School.
The graduation's still going on.
Oh, it was brutal. I can remember it. The skies were getting darker and darker. The entire stadium was full. If the rain had hit, it would have been a riot.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
My brother, at one point, in the row he was sitting in, as they were standing for whatever they had to stand for, the national anthem or whatever, they would grab someone's chair. They were sitting on the field, so they would grab someone's chair and pass it down the row. Then that person would turn around. He had no chair to sit in. Yeah. Or
what
he
a memory. Wow.
Fell on the ground. My brother would tell these stories.
Wow.
But 1,100.
Back when people had many kids, because they were farms.
Class. Yeah, Baldwin. It's not as if Baldwin, Whitehall is a failing community. Just people don't have 7 kids anymore.
They don't. No.
We had 4. People thought we were nuts. But 4 daughters, though. You have 1 daughter, it's 1. 2 daughters, 3. You have 4 daughters, 3 or 4 daughters. You forget it. It's a lot of them. At one point, and I probably said this on the air before, all 4 of our daughters were teenagers at the same time for about 3 months. My then wife and I thought about moving out during that time. Yeah, it could be a little rough at times. So today's show, we're going to check in with the National Weather Service. More snow coming. Thought we'd check in with them. Our weekly check-in with the National Weather Service, and then we're going to talk Super Bowl ads. Who better to talk to about that than Dr. Odrzeski from Duquesne University? We try to check in with her about every 2 months. Then in the third half of the show at 6:15, we're going to talk to Jason Ritchie. That's a name you'll get to know more, I would think. He has announced his candidacy for lieutenant governor in Pennsylvania. He's been endorsed. He has been endorsed by the presumptive. That's one of those words we use. Presumptive gubernatorial candidate, State Treasurer Stacey Garrity, who's been a regular guest on our show over the years. But joining us right now from the National Weather Service Pittsburgh office at the Pittsburgh International Airport, meteorologist Andrew Kinzel. Andrew, thank you very much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. We appreciate your taking time to talk to us. We have another snow coming up, another snow event, as we like to say in the business, coming up later this weekend. But we're looking at much milder temperatures next week. But before we get to that, we'd like to check in with the National Weather Service once a week when we've got some weather to talk about. But I also wanted to ask you questions. I've gotten emails here, and folks are always welcome to send me emails at radiosaltzman@gmail.com asking about how they become a weather watcher. Now, I know that's not the right term for the National Weather Service. It's not just something you sign up for. There is training. So what is it called that folks can help the National Weather Service from their own communities?
Yeah, so we have what we call the Skywarn Spotter Program. And this is run out of every Weather Service offices across the country. And you guys can go to our page, weather.gov/pbz/Skywarn, and there's a helpful page there with scheduled training, certificates, quizzes, and stuff so that you guys can participate in helping us with the weather.
Let's go over that weather, that website again, a little slower. Weather.gov, you said, correct?
Yes, /PBZ/Skywarn.
Skywarn, SKYWARN.
Yes. Correct.
Oh, okay. PBZ, does that stand for something we should know about or no?
That's just the code for our office here in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So, and folks can get information on that, and then there's a training, right, if folks want to participate in this?
Yeah, we usually hold about 2 classes a season, and we try to get them around the Pittsburgh and greater Western Pennsylvania area. It looks like our last one was in Westmoreland County 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. You know, is that online or is that in person? How's that work, or is it both?
We can do both, yeah. So there are quizzes and training available on the website that can be done fully online. We also usually hold classes, like I said, a couple times a season in person where you can meet with one of our meteorologists and get a little bit more in-depth training there.
Weather.gov/pbz/Skywarn. WARN, just like it sounds. So if people go through this and they take the classes and all, they become what it's not called a weather watcher. What's the terminology that you guys use for that?
You become a Skywarn spotter.
Oh, Skywarn spotter. Nick, there's your chance. I'm ready. Nick thinks he's a meteorologist over here, but he's really just a weathercaster.
A weather reader. That's the lowest rung.
Is that the lowest
rung? A weather
rung?
reader.
The weather reader.
Like a news reader.
Yeah,
not a real journalist. No. Anyway,
so there you go.
Enough about me.
You could be a Skywarn.
I would love to. My parents would finally be proud.
A spotter, Skywarn spotter. I forget which it was.
I'm confused now.
But either way, that sounds like a pretty cool thing. My dad would have loved doing that. I should have.
He measured rainfall. Your father.
He did. My brother had that thing out near the garden to measure rainfall.
I guess your dad didn't have a TV.
He did, I think.
No,
yeah,
that's okay.
Sure. But he had one of those little cubes that you could push and hear the National Weather Service forecast.
Oh my God!
Which I now have on my desk at home.
Of course.
You push a button, you get the forecast, and that's
you're a simple man.
I think that's right. I think I bought that from my dad from Radio Shack back in the 70s.
Explain to our under 40 listeners what that is.
What Radio Shack is. That's right. Hey, we appreciate you joining us today, Andrew. But yeah, that's kind of a cool thing. Folks can get involved. Naturally, you don't want people calling you guys directly saying, "Hey, we got 12 inches here." There's a process for doing it, correct?
It kind of goes both ways. You know, sometimes actually getting those phone call reports of exactly what's going on can be very helpful just because we cover a large geographic area. You know, there's just a couple of us here, meteorologists here at the office, that sometimes getting reports like that are incredibly helpful.
No, okay. I stand corrected. I'm wrong once again.
A little bit. No, not at all. I like I said, it goes both ways. Sometimes a little bit of training can really help get the most out of those calls, though.
Yeah, especially, and I talk about this every time we talk weather here, how different it is if you're up on the ridges, up on the Laurel Highlands, and how much different the weather can be there compared to here. Just yesterday on the air, it was 10 degrees difference between Uniontown and Farmington. So I guess you guys can do your estimates for a county, but for a county like ours, it can be very difficult to do those forecasts, correct?
Yeah, certainly getting into the terrain, especially down there in Fayette, and as you go further south in West Virginia, brings a lot more factors into the forecast.
Yeah. And as we always do when you have me on, let's talk. We do have more snow coming up this weekend, but then suddenly it's going to get mild next. What are we looking at on Friday in terms of a forecast? Last time around, you guys were predicting 10 inches about 10 days out, 7 to 10 days out. And, man, you hit it right on the nose. It's not often that it's so easy, not easy, but easy to determine what you're looking at that far away, right? You guys hit it. 10 inches of snow, you predicted that 5 days out. 5 to 7 days out, I should say.
Yeah, that was an interesting storm in the fact that a lot of the modeling had a really, really good picture of what exactly that was going to look like very far out, and confidence was relatively high, which isn't always the most common. For this next system, though, it looks like we're talking about, I'd say about 2 to 4 inches there across some of the valleys near Uniontown, trending towards possibly about 3 to 6 inches as you climb up those ridges.
That's we're way above in terms of. I don't know if you have this right at your fingertips, but we're way over snow totals for this point of the season. As of 9:54, is that what it was last night, Nick? 9:54 p.m. We were exactly halfway between the winter solstice and the spring. What is that?
I mean, I know I celebrated. I lit fireworks in the studio
at 9:54. Yeah. That's right. So we're literally halfway through, only halfway through winter, and at this point, we're well above average snowfalls to this point in the season. Correct?
Yeah. Measuring at the office here in Pittsburgh, we're sitting about a foot above normal right now. And then talking about the full winter season as a total, we're only 7 inches short of what we expect in an entire winter. And, it's only the 4th of February here.
Yeah, and our average snowfall for this region at your location there, of course it changes depending where you are, is only, no, I shouldn't say only, 40, but what is it, 44 inches of snow is our average?
Yep, 44.1, correct.
Yeah, that's so if we're only a little more than half a foot away from that, we're going to be close to it this weekend when we hit it again. And this snow is sticking around. When we had snow earlier in this season, this winter season, it disappeared pretty quick. But given the temperatures, this one's looks like it's going to stick around. And speaking of the temperatures, why don't you give us the forecast, if you would, for the next several days here? It looks like a mild warm-up next week.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple of cold and dry days here with high temperatures down there, likely in the mid to low 20s for Thursday. We start to see that snow creep in early in the morning on Friday, lasting through the day and finally tapering in the evening hours. But we're looking at high temperatures coming close to freezing for the first time in quite some time there on Friday. Then we get really, really cold again behind the cold front there on Saturday. Looks like we have low temperatures dropping back towards 0 degrees and high temperatures barely above 10. But then as we head later into the weekend, we're expecting things to moderate a little bit, heading back towards high temperatures in and around 20. And then, there might be a light at the end of the tunnel here as we head into early next week. We're talking about looking at high temperatures climbing back to the mid-30s and then towards 40 degrees as we get into early next week.
Yeah, plus snow, though, I guess, and a little more snow next week. That's a bit far out at this point, but in about another week, maybe another snowstorm. But again, you're saying coming up on Friday of this week, 1 to 3 to 4 inches, up to 6 base if you're up on the ridges. So a variety coming up here, but another snow to work with, and this one hasn't melted off much. That's for sure. Andrew Kinzel,
that's right.
Meteorologist with the National Weather Service out of the Pittsburgh office at the Pittsburgh International Airport in Moon Township. Andrew, thank you very much. We appreciate your time joining us today. Appreciate the forecast as well.
Yep, thanks so much for having me. Have a good day.
More snow, Nick.
Well, I guess it's still winter, even though we're past that halfway mark.
Yeah, don't be offended. He said we could hit the low 40s. You were saying low 50s next week. I'm going with the National Weather Service guy.
Yeah, I think that's more reliable than some random forecast I found on my phone.
Yeah.
Which is... No, we only go through official channels here at WMBS.
Of course we do.
Wink.
Absolutely.
If I could wink, I would. No.
In about a minute, we're going to hit that CBS News update at 5:31. And then when we come back, we're going to talk Super Bowl ads. Now, yesterday you told me you remember them giving previews of Super Bowl ads. I don't remember them doing that before.
Is that coming up, by the way, the Super Bowl?
It is.
I live under a rock, so I don't know these things.
We're rooting against New England.
I guess that mandated. Yeah,
exactly. Right. But I don't remember previews of. I thought the idea was that you saw them for the first time on Super Bowl Sunday, but now they're putting them out early.
Yes, well, online the last few years they've had them on. I thought I've always avoided them. I want to see them, call me crazy during the game.
Yeah.
Back in the good old days before the internet ruined everything, like the Beatles when they brought drugs to America.
All that coming up
yeah.
here after the news and after the break. We're going to check in with Dr. Audrey Gusky. She knows more things about consumerism, and maybe she'll also be able to help Nick with his cough over there and his scratchy throat.
I'm so excited. I
can tell that. You can barely.
I can't wait to fail another quiz from Dr. Gusky.
Barely contain yourself.
Yeah.
28 degrees right now outside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. I'm Doug Saltzman. That's Nick Barczyk. Stick around. We'll hit the news. We'll hit the break. We'll come back. We'll chat it up.
CBS News Brief. Authorities in Tucson, Arizona believe that Nancy Guthrie was unwillingly taken from her home last weekend and 4 days later still have no suspect or persons of interest. CBS's Anna Schechter reports on what appears to be a ransom note.
This is one thing that they're looking at, and it was credible enough that they would share it with the Guthrie family, according to the sheriff. And of course, the FBI is reviewing it.
Borders' Tom Homan says 700 federal immigration agents will be withdrawn from Minneapolis immediately.
This is smart law enforcement, not less law enforcement.
2,000 agents will remain in Minnesota. Ryan Ruth will spend the rest of his life in prison for trying to assassinate President Trump on a Florida golf course in 2024. CBS's Michael Wallace.
Prosecutors had suggested life without parole, saying Ruth is unrepentant and has never apologized. Ruth's attorney asked for a 27-year sentence based on Ruth's mental health status and his age.
He turned 60 this month. CBS News Brief, I'm Jennifer Kuiper.
Looking to update your home? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is more than your plumbing supply store. We specialize in kitchen and bathroom remodels that transform your space from outdated to outstanding. Our designers work with you to create the look you've always wanted with custom cabinetry, countertops, and flooring options to fit your style and budget. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com to plan your dream kitchen or bath. Koval Building Supply, everything you need to make your house feel like home.
This is attorney Michael Mays of the Davis & Davis Law Firm. We have been helping injured people just like you recover millions of dollars for over 45 years. If you're hurt or injured, I want to meet you and make sure you get the money that you deserve. Call me at 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. The Davis & Davis Law Firm has been protecting our neighbors in Greene and Fayette counties for over 45 years. Go to davisanddavislaw.com or call 724-437-2799 for your free consultation.
At Live, we want to say thanks to our community with our biggest giveaway yet. Thanks a Million free slot play giveaway. Join us every Friday in February for your chance to win a share of $1 million in free play, including a grand prize of $25,000 in free play. You could be one of 10 winners each week. So what are you waiting for? Thanks a Million, only at Live Casino, Route 30 at Westmoreland Mall. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or Route21Furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Well, much cooler temperatures are here, but you could still enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturer and customer guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings 724-554-6067 for a no-cost or obligation home consultation. Or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowell's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowellsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
CareerLink is your one-stop resource for employment and training-related services. Visit CareerLink and you'll have access to many programs and agencies for assistance with economic, educational, and job-related needs. For more information on all the programs available to you, contact CareerLink at 724-434-JOBS. That's 724-434-JOBS.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
It's the Afternoon Drive Show on your local station, WMBS Uniontown. We just got some breaking news into the station here, Nick. This bizarre story about Savannah Guthrie's mother disappearing, but how about this twist to it? Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I just saw this on my Yahoo News feed. The Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie, if you may have heard, her mother has been allegedly abducted, was not found when they went to search for her Sunday and is still missing. But a new report says that the brother-in-law, Savannah's brother-in-law, is a prime suspect in this case now. And they reported that investigators are focusing on the husband of Nancy Guthrie's other daughter, Annie. So that's all the information I have in that update. But that's it's a startling story. It's a very disturbing story. And
yeah, it sure is. And it's
hoping everything works out.
Yeah, it's some very strange stories in the news lately. That one and the former First Lady, Dr. Joe Biden's ex-husband being arrested for murder of his second wife. Yeah, that's bizarre stories.
Not former President Biden, her husband before that.
Yeah,
to clarify for people.
Didn't I say that? I think
you did, but people are wackos.
No connection between what's happened and Dr. Biden.
No, absolutely not.
Just strange stories in the news. Sad time, that's for sure. But joining us right now on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line, much lighter stories than that. Our good friend from Duquesne University, expert in all things consumerism, associate professor of marketing, Dr. Audrey Guskey. Dr. Guskey, thank you very much for joining us today. We talk to you each year around this time. Well, we talk to you several times a year, but this one about Super Bowl ads. I don't remember, and I was talking to Nick a moment ago, I don't remember them being previewed before, but Nick said, yeah, that's happened before. I thought the idea was to surprise people during the Super Bowl, but now you can see them ahead of time, I suppose.
Well, Doug, I hate to say this, but you're like probably about 10 years behind all the time.
Thank you, Dr. Guskey.
She doesn't hate to say that.
You're welcome.
Maybe because I don't follow stuff closely enough.
You don't follow the trends.
This is the story, guys. So I've been setting Super Bowl ads for over 30 years. And back in the day, like you were saying, Doug, nothing was previewed, nothing was hinted. You didn't even know what celebrities are endorsing any products. And then over time, they started doing little teasers. And now with social media, they are literally, a lot of companies are actually, like 28 of them, 28 of 65 have actually posted the full ad, or at least most of the ad. So there is no surprises anymore in the Super Bowl. So now you can watch it, and then when the Super Bowl comes on, you can say, oh, I love that ad. I saw that, and that's my favorite ad so far. So, yeah, that's how things are now. They're keeping up with technology.
Being 10 years behind, of course, it probably won't be surprising me to say, I guess I don't understand that. What's the point of spending millions of dollars on a 30-second ad if people have already seen it? Wouldn't they go get their beer, get something to eat, hit the John during the commercial breaks instead of tuning in? I guess I don't understand the point of it.
This has been the $64,000 question that people have been asking since Super Bowl ads started being into the millions for 30 seconds. Is it worth it? Yeah, because you've got half of America, you've probably at least 150, if not almost 200 million people tuning into the Super Bowl, and they talk about it. I mean, previewing it, it's sort of like promoting it. So they're promoting the ads and showing them beforehand. So all the buzz is, here at Duquesne. We're going to do a segment, in fact, after we do this radio segment for Consumer Sense. So if any of our listeners want to tune in, we'll have it posted in a day or so, and we're going to talk about the Super Bowl ads. But the students have all seen the ads, and they're talking about, I like this one, I like this one. That a lot of them more like the technical products. I was sort of into the, what's his name? William Shatner, even though he's Will Shat now. He's called himself it was Raisin Bran.
Bill Shat? Is that what it is? Yeah.
He's Will Shat, and he's 94, and he's advertising Raisin Bran. It's kind of, it's just, yeah.
God love him. He's got to be in his 90s now, right?
Oh, he is. He just got
He's
back
94.
from space.
Yeah, he went to
He's
space
94.
a few years ago.
60 years after originally going for Star Trek.
Right. Yeah, the thing he did is a lark.
Yes, that's a lark.
People have turned into a colossal waste of time.
Look at you. Have you ever even kissed a girl?
Yeah. That's an old...
But we remember, being oldies but goodies that we are, that the Mean Joe Green commercial, for Coke.
God, the best.
And then the big one that started this all was the Apple Macintosh 1984 ad, where it was like a sci-fi thing. There were zombies and they were throwing axes at a screen, and they were
a woman running along with a sledgehammer.
Yes, she's running along. Yeah,
and it only ever aired once. It never aired it again.
Yeah, that was the only
That's correct.
Ever,
and it was 60 seconds, which is long. And it's famous, and it's on everywhere on YouTube. You can find it. But that was the biggie that kicked Super Bowl advertising into literally high gear. Yeah, and then, of course, the Bud Bowl. We forget the Bud Bowl. And then one of my favorites was the Hewlett-Packard one, EDS, the herding cats.
Yes.
Because, as you know, I'm a professor here at Duquesne, and I sometimes feel like faculty, you're hurting faculty. No, I wouldn't say that about my students.
Of course
but they're like herding cats. So anyway.
So what do you think of the Super Bowl ads this year? Let's go through a series of questions here. What do you think of the ads?
I think they're very super for a change. For the past, let's say, 8 years or so, they've been pretty bad, boring, maybe a little bit, what would the word be, controversial or political or serious. Now, I would say that the Super Bowl ads have a lot of C's in them. They have a lot of celebs, classics, cuddly critters. They're clean-cut comedy. They're cute and cleverly creative. There you go. So that's
C's.
my tune on it. A lot of C's. Yes.
I do
and
recall
so, I think they're great.
Harrison Ford had a good one last year where he was endorsing a car. And he said, I really like this. I forget what it was. A Chevy?
Ford, he said.
No.
Oh, no, his name is Ford. He said, I really like this even though my name is Ford.
Even though,
I think it was a Chevy. You're right. His name is Ford.
Even though my name is Ford.
Yeah, it was a great ad.
Whispered it. Yeah, I thought that was a good one.
Now, that was the good one. Yeah, that was the good one.
So
and they have this year Guy Fieri. You know who he is from 3Ds.
And he completely changed his look, though, right?
Well, we're not sure.
Well, I saw this photo of him. He's got like a hairstyle, like, I don't know, like a dad down the street. He got rid of the spiky blonde stuff. I didn't even recognize him.
What a shame.
Or was that like some fake thing I saw online? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think it might be a ploy. But he had the spiky hair with the goatee, and according to the pictures, he's like changed his hairstyle. So we'll see if that materializes. But, that is for a company called Bosch. Do you know what Bosch is?
I've heard of it.
They do appliances.
Yeah.
So, like, why is an appliance company advertising Guy Fiorini cutting his hair? You know what I mean? Like,
that is odd.
Yeah, I'm always surprised when somebody says, "Oh, did you see that commercial?" I'm like, "Yeah, I remember it. It was good, but I can't remember what it was for."
Oh, that's most of them. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it for?
Yeah. And then one of the other strange ones is Pepsi's going to kidnap the Coca-Cola polar bear.
I heard about that.
And force a blind test. Now, which do you think this polar bear is going to pick in a blind test?
Yeah, I would hope.
I don't think it's Coca-Cola.
I was thinking Faygo.
Yeah, he's going to pick Pepsi.
I thought it was Faygo.
I actually have heard about this, and all of the Coke lovers in my family are very upset by this.
Are they
yes,
be offended
the
by
polar bear's picking Pepsi. It's a brilliant ad, though, by Pepsi. What a brilliant idea.
Yeah, it is brilliant. But we have three Pittsburgh was represented, or the theme of Pittsburgh.
That was my next question. What are the Pittsburgh connections to these ads?
Yeah, Lady Gaga. Now, I wasn't always a big fan of Lady Gaga, but I think I am now, because she is honoring Mr. Rogers.
Wow.
She's singing Won't You Be My Neighbor in her own style. Oh, it is beautiful. And so you guys, everybody's listening has to Google this. Just Google Lady Gaga, Mr. Rogers, and it's a 4-minute. It's almost like a documentary, and she's saying wonderful things about Mr. Rogers.
Wait, a 4-minute ad during the Super Bowl, you're saying?
No, it wouldn't be that, but that's sort of like the preface.
Oh, I see.
I don't know how much they're going to show, but they're probably going to show her just singing, Won't You Be My Neighbor. But her, it was just so well done, and her and her producer, whoever the music person is, she's talking about what style do you want, and then it's talking about Mr. Rogers and how kind. It was awesome. That's a good one. Now the other one.
Let me jump in for a second. This would
go.
This would be the second Mr. Rogers related football thing I've seen. That the NFL is doing ads about.
Are you thinking of Aaron Rodgers, Doug? Are you confused?
No, I'm not thinking of Aaron Rodgers. Mr. Rogers. They were doing ads about people involved in the NFL and how they reach out to the community. And they're singing with kids. It's you I like.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. It's a cute ad. It's
that's
nice.
a Mr. Rogers song, too. It's not the way you look. It's not the way you comb your hair. It's
Cam Hayward's in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's,
that's so cool.
I was surprised. Oh, wait. I said, that's a Mr. Rogers song. Even two of my kids texted me because we were Mr. Rogers obsessed when they were young. And they said, Dad, did you see the commercials with the Mr. Rogers ad? So with the Mr. Rogers song, I should say. Okay, what are the other Pittsburgh connections?
Well, we also have Jeff Goldblum. He was born and raised in Pittsburgh,
right?
And he starred in the Jurassic Park, along with two other people, the new Jurassic Park trio stars. And Xfinity is sort of a cool ad. It's rebooting the Jurassic Park and saving us from the dinos. So that's a little bit clever. That's sort of a cool one. I like that one. And Jeff.
Yeah, cool. Newman from Seinfeld was in Jurassic Park. I think he was eaten.
Yes, he was. Wayne Knight.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Newman was
okay.
eaten
And then
by a dinosaur.
the last one, the last connection to Pittsburgh, and you really got to force this one in. But I'm a Pitt alumni. I love Duquesne. I teach at Duquesne, but I'm a Pitt alum.
That's right.
Yeah. And what's our song, Sweet Caroline? During every game and stuff. Wow. This Andy Samberg, he sings. And he pronounces meal diamond. You get it? Meal, like M, meal diamond. He sings sweet sandwich time.
That's clever,
right?
And I was thinking, I'm kind of offended by that.
Sure. Neil Diamond will sue.
Neil Diamond's
yeah,
making
well,
a lot
I'm
of
sure
money
they're
from
paying
that,
$1 million to do that.
Yeah,
but those are some of the Pittsburgh connections.
Very good. Well, I think a lot of people would connect with that. I think they play Sweet Caroline in every college stadium anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. The Red Sox as well.
Red Sox do it. Yeah, you name it, they do it. So let's talk about your favorite ads of all time, if you could, Dr. Gusky. What are your favorite?
Yeah, well, we sort of talked about them. The Apple one, because that's the classic. Mean Joe Green. And when they've done a lot of surveys regarding people's favorite ads of all time, Mean Joe Green, believe it or not, always hops up in the top two.
Yeah. The
top two.
Whatever
I
happened
do
to
the
that
first
kid?
or second.
Where's that kid these days? Nick,
I don't
find
know. I
that
read
out.
something
He's
about
probably
him.
a stay-at-home dad in Wichita.
Yeah, we'll get him
me.
on the air later today. Work on that.
Yeah, I'm sure he's very successful.
He's probably not
and
in
I
his
did like the
70s.
Herding Cats one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably is.
What was the other one you liked, you said?
I liked the Herding the Cats one. That was sort of a classic one. But let's talk a little bit about the USA Today ad meter. Now, I don't know if any of our viewers are aware of this, but USA Today has been doing this for 38 years, as long as I've been at Duquesne. I just realized that. And they have they do the best and the worst they have people voting on what their favorites were. And back in the day, they used to either have a focus group or have like let's say 200 consumers connected, and they could vote as the Super Bowl is going on. However, this year, they're opening up to all of us, all of America. And believe it or not, it started at noon today, once again, because you can preview the ads. And so you can go on their website, and you can vote for your best and your worst ads. And it's going to close midnight after the game. But it'll be interesting to see. Now, typically Budweiser wins or Pepsi wins. I mean, typically that's just the way it is. But it'll be interesting to see, that we can actually take part in the Super Bowl ads, and which ones are our favorites. And so it could be like 1 million people voting on that.
Sadly, it'll probably have a higher voting percentage than most elections.
Than the presidential election,
that
absolutely.
would be disappointing.
More people watch the Super Bowl than vote, by far.
Oh, yeah, not even close.
By far.
By far.
Sad
by far.
So, Nick, you had a question over there.
I was doing some internet research.
Vaguely related to what we're talking
vaguely
about?
related.
Okay.
This is startling. It shouldn't shock me, but between food, drinks, apparel, decorations, big screen TVs, last year Americans spent in total nearly $19 billion for the Super Bowl.
With a B.
That is staggering. Will that go up this year, and what do you make of that?
$19 billion.
What do you make of that?
Nick, you should have asked me that as a question.
That could have been a quiz.
I could have, yeah. But
that could have been a quiz.
Absolutely. I figured you already knew that, and will that keep going up?
I did not know that.
It says $650 million on ads, and then between, how much pizza and guacamole are people buying? $19 billion?
Well, they're buying big screen TVs, and like Nick said, they're buying like new couches.
Right.
Maybe new clothes to wear, and they're buying all their team colors. I don't know.
We used to spend during Steelers Super Bowls, we would throw parties in our house. I know we were spending over $1,000 just.
Well, I'm going to get one frozen
ground.
pizza and watch the game in my sweatpants. So I'm going to spend like $20. Yeah.
And not new sweatpants.
No.
Once you got it Goodwill.
Yeah, 20, maybe 10, whatever a frozen pizza at Aldi is.
So let's wrap up our conversation with Dr. Audrey Gusky from Duquesne University with the question, what are the Super Bowl ads going for this year, and is it worth it in your opinion?
Yes, the Super Bowl ads are going for $10 million for a 30-second spot. Now,
where do people get this money?
If you think like from 2019, which was, 6 years ago? Yeah, 7 years ago. And it was $5 million. So in like less than 10 years, in 7 years, it doubled. It doubled to $10 million. And like, who's paying for that? And, they have people waiting in line. As I had said, as we were starting to talk, 28 of the ads have been made public. They're online. You can watch most of the ads. 49 have been actually confirmed, 49 brands. But they typically sell 65 ads during the Super Bowl. So there's still a few companies out there. Like, come on. If you can't make your decision up by now, you got 2 days to go, 3 days. So we'll see maybe they pay more, maybe they pay less. And then the question is always, if you're buying the ads, what quarter do you want them to appear in? Like, where do you want them to be? And typically, I'll ask you guys, this is your quiz. What quarter do you want them to be in?
I would think you'd want them to be right away in the first quarter. Nick stepped away. He had to do some production.
Oh,
work
okay.
here.
Well then he can't vote.
No.
I think that you're right. It's usually the first ad right after the Super Bowl starts, the first commercial break, and that typically wins the USA Today ad meter, and it gets the highest ratings. And yeah, because people are watching it, they're remembering it, they're looking forward to it. After several quarters and several beers, people aren't paying attention or don't care. But yeah. So is it worth it?
If it's a blowout, then people
exactly
the non-fans tune it off because it's just it's a blowout.
Yeah,
I was looking here.
But in reality, absolutely, it's worth it because you've got half of America, more than half, watching it. It's the biggest, only mass marketing event. We talk about it in my class. Their assignment is to watch the Super Bowl. We talk about the ads the next day. But yeah, and my consumer sense, as I said, we're going to be filming a segment pretty soon, a video, a podcast. So hopefully everybody can tune in. But, check out our We Make Sense for You website. Check out our Facebook page, our Twitter, our Instagram. Students are just wonderful. They're working very hard. They call themselves a dream team because they want to all fulfill their dreams. And it's an exciting opportunity for the students, and it's fun for me as their advisor to work with them.
And
so please, everybody check us out.
And if folks want to listen to this ad later, or this interview later, have that in my brain, they can go back to our Facebook page and get this interview later.
Oh, that's good to know.
Facebook.
I'll tell my students to listen.
That's so old school anymore, Facebook.
It's so 19.
Oh, it's so...
It works for me.
People's people's moms are on
Let me just add one final thing. I've been working on, as you guys know, last time we talked, an update of my website, and it's going to be launched in a couple of days. So it's draudreygusky.com. Check it out. There'll be a lot of posts, a lot of videos. It's just exciting. So please check it out, like it, and join our newsletter as well.
Okay. Let's finish up with this. I just Googled this. It came up AI generated. The iconic 1979 Mean Joe Green Coca-Cola commercial, Hey Catch Kid, aired during Super Bowl 14 in 1980. The ads that year for 30 seconds cost between $222,000 to $275,000.
Oh, that's adorable. How quaint.
Yeah.
How quaint and adorable.
That's higher than I thought it would be 45 years ago.
But what happened to the kid?
Yeah, where's the kid? I haven't been able to figure that one out.
It's like the baby on the Nirvana album cover. People have been trying to track him down for years. They can't find
where
him.
that baby is.
He's in witness protection.
But I'm surprised it's $250,000 for these ads 46 years ago. I'm surprised it's that high.
Yeah, that is a lot for
that.
that.
Still compared to $10 million for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow, something else. Dr. Audrey
Kind of
Gusky,
obscene.
Our check-in with you every 6 weeks or so. We enjoy our conversations with you. As always, no doubt we'll be checking back in with you to see how much people are spending on.
Well, we have this Valentine's
Day. One of those obscure. I think the spending for Groundhog's Day is not as high as some people
Exactly. How about President's Day? How many mattress sales are there?
Yeah, how many President's Day?
Because nothing says let's honor the presidents like buying a mattress.
Yeah, better than on Veterans Day. That's offensive. And they do stuff on Veterans Day.
It was great talking to you guys. God bless you, and God bless all our for listening.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. We're going to
Take
take a
care.
break here, folks, and wrap up our first hour. You're listening to the Afternoon Drive Show on your local station, WMBS. By the way, Dr. Gusky joined us on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. It's 5:55. I think we're about 26 degrees right now outside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law studios. I'm Doug. That's Nick. Stick around.
There's only one best lunch spot in Uniontown. Titlow Tavern and Grill on West Main Street. Serving 8-ounce Reubens, foot-long cheesesteaks and subs, half-pound handmade burgers, plus pizza, calzones, strombolis, pepperoni rolls, and fresh salads like Greek, antipasto, salmon, steak, and chicken. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9, Friday till 10, Saturday 2 to 10. Dinner and happy hour specials nightly, and private parties are welcome. Call 724-437-6749. Titlow Tavern and Grill.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest, now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
CareerLink is your one-stop resource for employment and training-related services. Visit CareerLink and you'll have access to many programs and agencies for assistance with economic, educational, and job-related needs. For more information on all the programs available to you, contact CareerLink at 724-434-JOBS. That's 724-434-JOBS.
Well, it's February and they say love is in the air.
You mean you can smell it?
I guess, but maybe you can hear it too?
If you can't hear the love in the air, I know where you can go to get help.
If you need to have your hearing health evaluated, call Henry & Stewart Audiology, known for top-notch customer service, at 724-439-4380 to schedule an appointment at one of our 3 convenient locations in Uniontown, Connersville, or Carmichaels.
Tune in to WMBS the second and fourth Thursdays monthly at 10:30 a.m. for an all-new radio program with Pete Crackle, Director of Clinical Operations and Pharmacist at Nickman's Drug. Pete will explore a myriad of health-related topics and talk about how a strong relationship with your pharmacist is vital for your best health. So mark your listening calendars and be sure to catch the all-new show the second and fourth Thursday each month. Need a pharmacy? Visit Nickman's Drug today at any of their 7 area locations.
WMBS.
Nick, let me ask you a question.
What's that, Doug?
Have you ever seen a red door and you want to paint it black?
Absolutely, all the time.
That's this song, of course, from the Rolling Stones as they take us out of the break.
And by the way, ESPN, of course, is running endless NFL draft previews and ads for the draft in April, and they use this song for Pittsburgh, of course. So, yeah, do you have draft fever? Yeah, that's another one we'll have to talk to Dr. Gusky about how much money will be spent on this
incredible.
draft.
I was hoping to set up an interview today with a reporter, Madeline Rubin, with the Post-Gazette. She did a great article yesterday on what this is going to be like.
Oh, and I have buddies that are so excited. They're like, aren't you excited? I said, not really. I mean, I guess I might
just
go.
This setup they have where it's going to be like, I don't know, like a production that we put on Gone with the Wind.
Yes, let's be honest, it's just an excuse for a lot of people to get drunk, eat like pigs. It's
and
fun.
Spend a lot of money in our region.
Exactly.
People will be staying at hotels down here.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you won't be able to find a hotel unless you have reservation. I mean, it's only 78 days away. They have that clock
coming
or
up.
that
outside the
sign
stadium,
outside the stadiums.
The official renderings are out. I got text. The official renderings are out for the draft.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to the reporter, but she wasn't available today. We'll talk to her next week about
And as a local radio host said, I won't say his name or what station, I know it's coming to Pittsburgh, but the NFL draft, and I'm a football fan, is one of the most overrated events in human history. But have your fun.
Right, yeah. The man could land on the moon that day. again, and people would be tuning into the draft.
The NFL draft.
Yeah.
With the first pick, it's so silly.
And then, of course, when they introduce, we're running out of time here.
Yeah,
I
we
guess
are.
should pay attention to the time. We're getting close to the news at the top of the hour on your local station, WMBS Uniontown. I'm Doug Saltzman. That's Nick Barczyk. And as soon as they introduce the commissioner, everybody boos him. Yeah, nobody knows why.
No.
News is next. Stick around.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. On the same day his borders are, Tom Homan announces the drawdown of 700 immigration personnel from Minnesota. President Trump tells NBC News that he believes his administration could have handled some things differently in its operations after federal agents shot and killed 2 U.S. citizens last month in Minneapolis.
Maybe we can use a little bit of a softer touch, but you still have to be tough. These are criminals. We're dealing with really hard criminals.
CBS's Nicole Skanga in Minneapolis.
We sat down with the sheriff from Hennepin County, home to Minneapolis, as well as several local police chiefs who told us they were having conversations with Tom Homan and they were encouraged by a possible shift in tactics.
Savannah Guthrie's 84-year-old mother, Nancy, has been missing for 4 days. Authorities believe she has been abducted, and the sheriff says there is an apparent ransom note. CBS's Anna Schechter reports.
Clearly, they didn't have a really strong lead right out of the gate, and that makes it tough because every day that goes by, it gets tougher and tougher.
Nancy Guthrie is medication dependent. U.S. and Iranian officials are due this week to hold their first talks since the deadly crackdown on protesters in Iran. They were in jeopardy for a portion of today because of a dispute over the venue. Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
The United States is prepared to meet with them. I think it was scheduled for Friday.
The talks will take place in the capital of Oman. A new study in the journal Science Advances finds that chronic exposure to wildfire smoke has contributed to tens of thousands of deaths in the U.S. each year. More from CBS News correspondent Cammie McCormick.
The research found that from 2006 to 2020, wildfire smoke contributed to more than 24,000 deaths per year. Tiny particles are to blame. They lodge deep into the lungs and enter the bloodstream. Short term, they trigger coughing and itchy eyes, but longer term, they could health issues.
The man accused of shooting 2 National Guard members, killing one and critically injuring the other, has pleaded not guilty to 9 federal charges. CBS's Scott McFarlane is covering the case.
In a brief arraignment in Washington, D.C. federal court, Ramandula Lockenwall has pleaded not guilty to 9 federal charges, and he's been ordered to stay in pretrial detention in his case. Lockenwall is accused of the murder of 2 West Virginia National Guard members near the White House in November. Next court hearing expected in May.
Follow and listen to CBS News Roundup on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Little Blessings Daycare in Oliver reminds everyone, only 8% of the eligible donor population actually bothers to donate blood. New blood donors are needed constantly to replace those who become ineligible because of age or medical reasons. So do your part. Give blood today. This message from Little Blessings Daycare, located behind Hillside Manor on Memory Row Lane in Oliver. Caring for your children is their passion. Stop by or call 724-430-1444.
Wow, your dog looks beautiful. We went to Mutts on Market Street, the dog grooming salon in downtown Brownsville. Samantha has over 10 years dog grooming experience. They work with any dog, any breed, any size.
Didn't it cost a fortune?
No, the prices are great. They offer a full line of grooming and other services.
Mutts on Market Street, now in the new location, 15 Bridge Boulevard in Brownsville at the old Dukeman's Beer Distributor. Same great service for dogs and cats at the same great prices. Mutts on Market Street, now in the old Dukeman's in Brownsville. For more information, visit Mutts on Market Street on Facebook.
The Pentagon is threatening to end its partnership with Scouting America.
The Pentagon says the group formerly known as the Boy Scouts needs to make core value reforms. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is upset the Scouts started allowing girls to join 2 years ago.
See, this is an institution the left didn't control. They didn't want to improve it. They wanted to destroy it or dilute it into something that stood for nothing.
Without the military support, the Scouts could lose some meeting spaces and lose the hundreds of troops who are expected to provide security and logistical support at the Scouts' National Jamboree this year. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
The U.S. stock market slipped under the weight of sinking technology stocks. Most stocks within the S&P 500 rose, but the index sank as advanced micro devices and other influential tech stocks fell. AMD dropped even though the chipmaker company reported a stronger profit for the latest quarter than analysts expected. Gold and silver prices paired gains from earlier in the day, while Treasury yields held relatively steady. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
The local district and statewide news is being brought to you by Fayette Area Coordinated Transportation, striving harder to get you farther. For more information, call 724-628-RIDE. And now to the news.
Good evening, 6:05 on a Wednesday. I'm Nick Barczyk from the Davis & Davis Studios. Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, voted Fayette County's best law firm 2025. Your local station, WMBS, and a clear skies, 25 degrees. More on the weather watch and sports on the way. The Uniontown Area School Board voted this week to approve the football program's request to rejoin the WPIAL for the 2026-27 season. The team is going to compete in Class 4A. Uniontown withdrew from the WPIAL before the 2021 season due to a 34-game football losing streak coming off an 0-2 record during the COVID-affected 2020 season, and they ended the year with a roster of fewer than 20 players. The Red Raiders have played independent schedule for football the last 5 years. A mobile home in Fayette County is damaged following a fire this week. Emergency responders were sent to the property on Fayette Avenue in Luzerne Township shortly before 8 last night. A large hole was visible on one side of the home. No injuries were reported. Officials have not released any more information at this time. In Pennsylvania, Governor Shapiro unveiled a $53.3 billion budget for fiscal year 2026-27 that increases spending on education, child care bonuses, and data center standards, and also proposes revenue from minimum wage hikes, legalized adult use of marijuana, and regulated skill games without raising any taxes, the governor says. Now, the Herald Standard reports the Republican lawmakers in Fayette, Greene, and Washington are sharply criticizing the proposal, arguing it is fiscally irresponsible, would drain a large portion of the state's rainy day fund, and relies on uncertain or unauthorized revenue sources. They also say many of them the budget overspends. It fails to address affordability and tax concerns and overlooks structural fiscal issues, setting the stage for a contentious negotiation process moving forward. The Salvation Army Western Pennsylvania Division's 2025 Red Kettle campaign is being called a success by officials. The organization says it went past its goal of raising $2.3 million during the holiday season. Final numbers show just under $2.5 million was raised. In Westmoreland County, opening statements and testimony began this morning in the trial of Thomas Stanko of Unity Township, who is facing multiple charges in the death of Cassandra Gross. Gross went missing in 2018, and after many years of searches, her remains have never been found. Her mother was the first witness of the prosecution. She spoke about her daughter's life and what she described as a troubled, sometimes very violent relationship with Stanko. Stanko was charged initially in 2022 with first-degree murder and reckless burning. The trial out of Westmoreland County Court expected to last about 2 weeks. Today is World Cancer Day, and the World Health Organization says over a third of all cancer cases worldwide could be prevented.
A new study from the International Agency looked at 9 cancer-causing infections and dozens of preventable causes, including air pollution, ultraviolet radiation, and physical inactivity. Their analysis found an estimated 37% of all new cancer cases, which is over 7 million, were linked to preventable causes. It found tobacco to be the leading cause of preventable cancer at 15% of all new cases, followed by infections at 10%. I'm Mark Mayfield.
A major eyewear firm, IXI, is working on a new type of smart reading glasses that could make its way to our region in stores and online.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone.
It calls its product Autofocus Spectacles, saying its eyeglasses can correct vision on the fly. They contain liquid crystals and a built-in eye tracker and are made for people who typically use different specs for distance and reading. The company also claims its eyeglasses look normal and won't make users look like aliens. Autofocus Spectacles aren't on the market yet, and when they do come out, possibly later this year, the price tag is expected to be about $1,000. I'm Mark Mayfield.
More next on WMBS.
Take the fact.
Need to get to work? Run errands? See a doctor? Fact connects Fayette County. Ride our convenient routes through Uniontown, Connellsville, Brownsville, even to Pittsburgh. Seniors 65 and older ride free on fixed routes. People with disabilities get big savings, and Medicaid recipients can ride to medical appointments at no cost through our shared ride and paratransit services. Find out if you qualify today. Call 724-628-RIDE or visit factbus.com. Fact, your ride, your independence.
In sports, we have high school basketball on the way in about 30 minutes with the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame at 6:40 and the game at about 7. It'll be high school hoops with Tony and Shay tonight. Uniontown hosting Baldwin after the Red Raiders fell last night to Laurel Highlands in a buzzer beater. It'll be, again, Baldwin at Uniontown tonight on WMBS Boys Action. Sprouse Insurance Group pregame at 6:40, game at 7. CR Parado Group High School Sports Night tomorrow night. Girls Action, Sarah at Guyville at 6:15 with the game at 7. Penguins wrap up the games before the Olympic break tomorrow when they're at Buffalo. We'll join that game. The Penguins have lost 2 in a row after before that winning 6 in a row, losing to the Islanders in New York last night. And football, Super Bowl 60 is almost here. Sunday in California, Seahawks Patriots at 6:30 with the game. Pregame at 5 Sunday on WMBS. And now the weather watch for all of southwest Pennsylvania. 25 under clear skies. Overnight low is down to 9. 27 Thursday. 1 to 3 inches of snow possible Friday. High at 31, low at 7. 16 on Saturday, all the way down to 3 with wind chill values below 0 Saturday night. Sunday at 21, up to 35 on Monday, Tuesday at 48 with rain, and then maybe 50 for Wednesday next week. Right now, clear and 25 at 6:11 on a Wednesday. Good evening from the Davis & Davis studios in Uniontown on WMBS. I'm Nick Barczyk. More of the Afternoon Drive show with Doug Saltzman next. Jason Ritchie will join us. He's running for Lieutenant Governor of Pennsylvania. He'll be Doug's guest next on WMBS.
The local, district, and statewide news has been a service of FACT, Fayette Area Coordinated Transportation, striving harder to get you farther. Phone 724-628-RIDE for routes, rates, and schedules. 724-628-RIDE for FACT.
The Seahawks are going to Super Bowl 60. It's a rematch with the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara.
Sunday, February 8th, complete coverage of the big game is on Westwood One. Hi, everybody. I'm Scott Graham. Join Kevin Harlan, Kurt Warner, Laura Oakman, Gene Steratore, Ryan Harris, and me for all the action right here.
Sunday starting at 5 here on WMBS.
Couples Comedy with married comedians Tom Cotter and Carrie Louise comes to the State Theater Center for the Arts Friday, February 13th at 8 p.m. for a hilarious Valentine's performance. An America's Got Talent Season 7 finalist and one of the funniest comics today, Tom Cotter, and Carrie Louise, a Last Comic Standing finalist, are sure to make it an uproarious Galentine's night out. For tickets, call 724-439-1360 or online at statetheater.info. Recommended for those 16 and over.
That sneeze was in a different zip code, and I still felt the germs.
Relax, Randy. I went to Montgomery Medical. I'm fully shielded.
Like a flu shot?
Flu, COVID, the works. If you haven't caught up on your shots yet, they'll get you sorted in minutes. It's basically a suit of armor, but with less clanking. Then do the double shot. After Montgomery Medical, head over to Renew You Medispa. I got their immunity IV drip.
A Medispa?
You relax, you hydrate, and you give your immune system a VIP upgrade.
Montgomery Medical, a family tradition of family medicine.
Yeah, they're the people I trust. It's the place I go. Home, warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Planning on some home improvement projects in 2026? Stop in Home Warehouse on Funnelsville Street. Again voted a best in Fayette place for windows and home improvements for the past 3 years. Home Warehouse is your one-stop shop for all your home exterior needs. There are beautiful windows, doors, and storm doors that will update your home, keep out drafts, and save on energy. Plus roofing shingles, metal and commercial rubber roofing, siding, soffit and fascia, railing, as well as flooring, home and gun safes, and dog food too. So for great prices and hometown service, stop in and see Sandy and Donnie at Home Warehouse. Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 4:30, Saturday 8 to 12 noon.
Home, warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility combined with our personalized approach is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
The best pizza in town is at Little E's Al Ultra, Uniontown's newest restaurant with all the organic crust, classic or gluten-free, all organic sauces, all natural meats and toppings, and a variety of specialty pizzas, including vegan options. More than pizza, Little E's has hearty homemade soups, appetizers, calzones, and strombolis, plus a variety of salads with vegan and gluten-free options. Open Wednesday and Thursday 11 to 9, Friday and Saturday until 9:30. Phone 724-880-6012 or stop in Little E's 7 West South Street across from a parking garage.
Welcome back to the Afternoon Drive Show. On considering how the weather's been lately, this is a heat wave, Nick.
Oh, it's balmy.
26 degrees right now outside our Davis and Davis Attorneys at Law studio. It's going to get cold, though, down to zeros overnight again. This is the good old-fashioned winter, my mother would have said.
Back when you would trudge to school in feet of snow.
That's right.
Barefoot.
Up with a shoe on one foot and a boot on the other.
That's right.
My family was so poor, as they would say.
Absolutely. Bread bags on your feet.
Back in those days. On a serious note, we were reporting earlier that it was reported that the brother-in-law of Savannah Guthrie was a suspect. He is now not a suspect, and the sheriff's department in that county is saying, no, he's not a person under consideration. He was the last person, apparently, that saw her because he drove her home after dinner, apparently, but he's not considered a suspect. One of the stranger cases in a while.
Very strange, and I'm sure a lot of fake information out there, like that piece of information.
Yeah, that's
very strange.
That's a strange one going on here, and we hope for the best on that. And Savannah Guthrie, who was going to probably the peak of her career, going to co-host the opening ceremonies, now is not going to do it.
I mean, what a horrible week on many levels.
What a nightmare for that family. Let's hope it all comes out well. Well, we are in election season. Before one finishes, the next one starts, and this one's in full force right now. Of course.
When aren't we in election season?
When aren't we?
It's
That's
endless.
right. Yeah, of course. It's a governor's race this year in Pennsylvania. The incumbent governor, Josh Shapiro, who just yesterday gave his very long, I didn't manage to watch it last night in a repeat. Wow, let me tell you, it's a long budget address, let me tell you. But he's up for re-election. And even though I think 4 years ago there were 15 people running for governor on the Republican side, it looks like this time around it'll be only the current state treasurer, Stacey Garrity, who's been a guest with us. I've lost count how many times she's joined us on the Afternoon Drive show here at WMBS. She has, however, endorsed her choice for lieutenant governor. And in Pennsylvania, of course, they don't run as a ticket. It's not like the gubernatorial candidate picks a running mate. They run separately in the primary. And joining us right now on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, Treasurer Garrity's choice for lieutenant governor, Jason Ritchie. Jason, thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations getting the endorsement from the presumptive candidate. That's a pretty good feather in your cap.
Well, yeah, this is one of those things. If you'd asked me 2 weeks ago whether I was running for lieutenant governor, I would have said you're crazy. But I got a call from the Philadelphia Inquirer, and they said, you're on the short list. And I said, the short list for what? And they said lieutenant governor. And I'm like, oh, my goodness. And 2 Mondays ago, one of the donors called me and asked, would you consider it? Talking to someone, and I said, sure. And when we hung up, 5 minutes went by, and Stacey called me. And she basically said, we've been looking at a number of people, and as you guys know, I was one of those 10 people that ran for governor 4 years ago. I'm a lifelong Western Pennsylvania guy, and I'm currently the chair of the Allegheny County Republican Party. And she said, we've done all the studies, the analysis, and I've known you for 4 years, and you're the guy that can not only help us win this race from a political perspective, but you're the guy that can help me in governing. And I want you to run for lieutenant governor.
Yeah.
And so that was appealing. I was very honored because I think the world of Stacey. She's one of the best people I've met in politics. And that was followed up by calls from a number of donors, and then eventually Senator McCormick called me and urged me to run. And so with all of that recruiting and realizing that Pennsylvania is on decline, and particularly Western Pennsylvania has been on the decline with Mr. Shapiro at the helm, I'm like, I got to do this. I got to do this for my state. I have 3 boys, all in college, and I want them to live in Western Pennsylvania and have our grandkids in Western Pennsylvania. So I'm all in.
Yeah, this time around, it's a world of difference in this race in the primary. As you talked earlier, you were one of 10 candidates. At one point, there were 15, and we were talking to an analyst we have on the show regularly, Nicholas, and Chris Nicholas, and he said at one point they were trying to have a debate at a college, and they had trouble finding that many matching podiums. Which I don't think it's ever happened in the history of politics. You couldn't find enough podiums for all the candidates running for governor. It was really a fractured attempt, and of course, sadly, that turned into people know my background, being in Republican politics. A loss by 15 percentage points to a non-incumbent governor may have been unprecedented. It did not go well for the Republicans 4 years ago. Of course, that pendulum shifts back and forth all the time, and now we'll see what happens here. 2024 was a good year for Republicans. It was a bad year in 2025. Now we'll see if the pendulum comes back. But this idea of there's different arguments. Some folks say, oh, it's good to have competition in the primary. I don't think you want to have 12 candidates running in the primary, though, do you?
One of the reasons, I got out of the race before the election for the very reason you're saying. I realized we needed to try to rally around the best candidate possible to take on Shapiro. And so I got out. I tried to get others to get out. Because, for Republicans, we need to be unified. If you're for, conservative principles, we can't be going in 10 different directions and firing stones at each other. We've got to be unified. The chances to win are greater than they've ever been. It wasn't that long ago where the difference in voter registration used to be, close to 1 million voter difference advantage Democrats. Today, when we talk about active voters, it's just a little over 40,000 difference. And that gap closes every day. More and more people are registering to be a part of the Republican Party because we're the party of the middle class and we're the party of the middle of common sense. Things like, Governor Shapiro supporting biological men participating in women's sports. I mean, that's crazy. If you told me 5 years ago that would be a political issue that we're debating, I told you you're nuts, let alone the governor of Pennsylvania would be supportive of it.
Yeah, that registration thing's amazing. I think it was well over 1 million during the Obama era in Pennsylvania. Now it's basically break even. I mean, you're down to, last I saw was 36,000. That's break even when you're that close in a state as big as Pennsylvania to have that many. And a colossal change. I mean, that doesn't happen. I don't think you could go another state in the country and find that sort of changeover to voter registration. You think about an area like Fayette County, Greene County, Westmoreland County. Back in the day, you couldn't find a Republican running, successfully running in office. Now it's a complete flip.
Right, and like in these areas in Western Pennsylvania, I mean, the Democratic Party is completely changed. So many people say, and I always tell them, don't be afraid to register as a Republican. Don't be afraid of leaving the Democratic Party because it left you. They are extreme left social principles, and even things like U.S. Steel. U.S. Steel was going to go under, and Biden was willing to let it go under and blocked the Nippon deal, as you guys know, and he called Japan a national security threat. Shapiro never even said anything to urge Biden to approve the deal. And it wasn't until Donald Trump became president, and Kim Ward and myself, Dave McCormick, Congressman Dan Muser, a bunch of us were pushing Trump to approve the deal, and he did. And he saved thousands and thousands of good union middle-class jobs. And people recognize that, and they don't want to be a part of this crazy liberal Democratic Party that is takes in Josh Shapiro.
Yeah, U.S. Steel, that plan, I think of my late father who worked for U.S. Steel at the Clairton Works for 30 years, served our family very well. Yeah, we weren't living high off the hog, but we went on vacation every summer. There was nothing I ever needed I didn't get. And you think about the importance that company has in this region. It doesn't have the footprint it once had, but it looks to be able to grow again. And when you think about that summit that Senator Dave McCormick had at Carnegie Mellon University, and of course, President Trump came in for it, and they started talking about the investments companies are now going to make in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure if that happens without a Dave McCormick as U.S. Senator. That was absolutely unprecedented. I had on the on this radio show Rich Fitzgerald, the former Democratic Allegheny County executive, who was at that event that day and said he had never seen anything like it in his career. And this is a guy on the other side of the aisle from Dave McCormick. But that's sort of it takes the right people to be able to convince companies to make those investments, I suppose, correct?
It is. I was there as well, and I can tell you this. This is what I want all your listeners to understand. Pennsylvania has the capacity to be, one of the richest, wealthiest places in the world. We have more natural resources than most countries. We have more natural gas than Saudi Arabia has oil. But these Democrats like Shapiro have not allowed us to get that natural gas out of the ground, have not allowed us to build the infrastructure, for instance, to get it to Philadelphia so we can get it on ships and get it around the world. They have been, with whether it's Reggie or his new carbon taxes, not allowing new natural gas-fired power plants. No one wants to invest in Pennsylvania and build these natural gas and this energy that we should be creating because of his taxes. And how many clean coal-fired plants, energy plants, did he shut down? Him and Wolf together. And everybody here will see their energy bills are going up. When you just open your utility bill up, you'll see they've gone up because Pennsylvania's ability to manufacture energy is down right now, and we're not building new plants the way we should be. We're not getting our energy out of the ground, and it's really making Pennsylvania less affordable, and it's due to the malpractice of Josh Shapiro, who's not doing anything for us in Harrisburg.
Yeah, you think of Pennsylvania's impact just 100 years at the turn of the 20th century, from the 1900s from the 1800s to the 1900s, the number one, the biggest economy in the world was the British Empire. Number two was the whole United States. Number three was Pennsylvania. I mean, that was only 126 years ago. It was the third biggest economy on the planet. One state. You think about
and
that.
Pittsburgh used to be the center of commerce, industry, and manufacturing, and all the counties around it were incredibly wealthy. And we've let it go away. But the beautiful thing is, if we do this, and we haven't had a Republican governor now in 12 years, if we can get Stacey Garrity elected, Garrity Ritchie ticket, we can unleash this natural gas. We can create thousands of jobs here in Western Pennsylvania. We can appropriately tax and do it in an environmentally friendly manner, appropriately tax it, and get it and build the infrastructure to get it around the world. We can bring down our income taxes. We can bring down our property taxes, and we can make a resurgence in manufacturing again here and really turn around, in my opinion, the fate of southwestern Pennsylvania. That is why, as I'm a native southwestern Pennsylvania person, I grew up in a place called Aliquippa. I worked in the steel mills to put myself through law school there, and I saw the impact in my hometown when J&L Steel went under. I mean, it was painful. People having trouble getting food, friends moving away, divorces. And so there's just so much potential here, and that's why Stacey and I are going to work every day to help make Pennsylvanians' lives better.
Yeah, you just said something that reminded me from my childhood. My dad was laid off at one point, and this was in the 70s. And it was summertime, and he had to go get your unemployment right at the unemployment office, and he had me come with him. And years later, I realized why he did that. I could have stayed home. I was old enough to stay home by myself, but he wanted me to see this is what can happen sometimes when you're working. And I can remember standing in that line with him. And I was very young at the time. He didn't give me all the details, but I got a sense of the devastation that the decline of heavy industry could have and did have in southwestern Pennsylvania. Yeah, you were talking about energy needs in Pennsylvania. Who would have ever thought that 3 Mile Island could reopen? And that's going to happen now, perhaps because people want to invest in the state. And hopefully that'll go smoothly and can get that done. It's not a quick process. But we'll wait and see what happens. The
nuclear technology now has evolved since the old 3 Mile Island. It is so much better, and one of the great things is it's right here in Pittsburgh, Westinghouse, and the ability to recycle the uranium is just like there's not much nuclear waste now. It's like as big as your hand. The technology has evolved so much, and we have all these, you mentioned the AI data centers coming in. These things, and this is the worst thing, shows you how incompetent Shapiro is. They're closing all of our coal-fired power plants, and at the same time, this new technology is coming in. These AI, like the one they're building in Homer City right now, it will use more power than every resident in Allegheny County and Beaver County combined. That they are energy suckers. And so you can see what's happening. We have to be able to build that energy to supply those AI data centers, which are absolutely necessary. People say, why do you need a data center? We need it because we need to be able to keep up economically and militarily with places like China that are building. These computers can think so fast and through things so much. If we don't stay on top of this, our national security is going to be at risk, and our economic security is going to be at risk. Pennsylvania can play a huge role, but we need to have a governor like Stacey Garrity and a lieutenant governor like myself, Jason Ritchie, that is going to unleash that power that we have the capability of. And you'll see it right there in Uniontown and Fayette County. You're going to see the benefits of it.
Yeah, I remember years ago when I was a lobbyist for the Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce, I was testifying at a PUC hearing. We were pushing to have a power plant reopened that had been closed. I was getting booed in the audience. In fact, security walked me out to my car. Here I am testifying, saying we got to reopen this plant. We have needs in the future. And that was 25, 30 years ago. I delivered that testimony before the PUC. It's just that ongoing NIMBY thing. But we need the power for the state if we want it to grow. Jason Ritchie, thanks so much. We appreciate your taking time to join us. I'm sure you're a busy guy right now doing a lot of these types of interviews and visits.
Yeah, we're off to state committee this weekend, and hopefully going to get the endorsement of the party. And Stacey and I intend to run as a team and work together to have victory in November and really change the direction of Pennsylvania.
Thanks so much for joining us. Look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you, Bye. Jason. Bye. Jason Ritchie joining us here on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line. We're going to take a break. We come back. We're going to wrap things up for the Afternoon Drive show on a Wednesday. High school basketball tonight. We'll talk about that when we come back.
For 35 years, Fay Penn Economic Development Council has been committed to its mission of growing Fayette County's economy and helping to bring jobs to the area. Whether you're a startup, existing, or new business in Fayette County, Fay Penn's lending team can work with you to decide if the Fay Penn Loan Fund suits your business's needs. Fay Penn's Loan Fund offers loans starting at $10,000, pending qualifications. Visit faypenn.org to learn more about financing opportunities for your business and to complete a pre-application form.
Tune in to WMBS the second and fourth Thursdays monthly at 10:30 a.m. for an all-new radio program with Pete Crackle, Director of Clinical Operations and Pharmacist at Nickman's Drug. Pete will explore a myriad of health-related topics and talk about how a strong relationship with your pharmacist is vital for your best health. So mark your listening calendars and be sure to catch the all-new show the second and fourth Thursday each month. Need a pharmacy? Visit Nickman's Drug today at any of their 7 area locations.
There's only one best lunch spot in Uniontown. Titlow Tavern and Grill on West Main Street, serving 8-ounce Reubens, foot-long cheesesteaks and subs, half-pound handmade burgers, plus pizza, calzones, strombolis, pepperoni rolls, and fresh salads like Greek, antipasto, salmon, steak, and chicken. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9, Friday till 10, Saturday 2 to 10. Dinner and happy hour specials nightly, and private parties are welcome. Call 724-437-6749. Titlow Tavern and Grill.
CareerLink is your one-stop resource for employment and training-related services. Visit CareerLink and you'll have access to many programs and agencies for assistance with economic, educational, and job-related needs. For more information on all the programs available to you, contact CareerLink at 724-434-JOBS. That's 724-434-JOBS.
Are delinquent credit cards, medical bills, and personal loans stressing you out? Are you unable to catch up? Are the debt collection calls just too much? If yes, then call Zebley Law at 724-439-9200. Zebley Law provides free in-person consultations. Then, using our decades of experience, we recommend a plan for relief. Before hiring a debt relief company or an out-of-town bankruptcy firm, call the local law firm serving Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties since 2001. Call Zebley Law at 724-439-9200.
Tune in to WMBS Saturday mornings at 8:20 for Your Financial Future with Gary Boatman, certified financial planner, investment advisory representative, syndicated columnist, and author, as he addresses such income issues as planning for retirement, future health care expenses, avoiding financial pitfalls, and much more. That's Your Financial Future with Gary Boatman, Saturday mornings at 8:20 right here on WMBS, or Gary Boatman.